Today, be amazing. Do you want to be a helicopter? Well, you know. Do you want to know how to walk out of a helicopter check ride feeling like and feeling absolutely amazing? Did I get your attention with those couple clips in the beginning? Well, you can do it. And you know what? Today's in resistance of all the naysayers and Debbie Downers, okay? Day 68. This has been amazing. We're telling you great stories, motivational stories, past student successes, and it's all real. And the young man that you just saw in that video that you're going to see some more of, he's the one I talk about when I say years ago he said you should start a training manual. He's the one that was going to go to college, dropped out to become a helicopter pilot, which I don't advise, but he did it. This is the kid that drove all the way from Ohio to Indiana when I left Ohio and came to Indiana to work, slept in his truck, slept in the FBO, sometimes stayed at my house. Just the other day, somebody in the YouTube comments said, oh, that kid flying that, he just had wealthy parents, that's the way he got his job. No, he didn't. He did it by getting his private, getting his commercial, getting out there and networking with people, doing whatever it took, and found a company that believed in him. And he didn't just get moved into the helicopter. They said, you work for us on the ground for a while, prove that you're a good worker and that you'll work hard, and eventually we'll put you in the aircraft. And they did that. And now he saws trees for a living. Those naysayers that say you can't be done, you can't do it, it's too hard, baloney. It's not. So to be amazing, you have to apply yourself. Whether you study with just your instructor, you study on your own, you use helicopter online ground school as a supplement, you can do this. But you have to apply yourself. And I want to tell you something called the HOGS Progress Report. Yesterday, Heather and I was talking about this in the office. And occasionally we get members say like, well, hey, I'm just looking for the questions only that the examiner is going to ask. Or, hey, I want to come and take my private and commercial check rides. Don't want to do one, then do the other because I got a bunch of time and my knowledge is great. Over the years, people over and over have told me, oh, my knowledge is great. And then they show up and their knowledge isn't so good. This is why we require you to go through all the HOGS videos before you come here to fly with us to finish a rating. We're not going to tell you anything different when you're here doing ground with us than what you see in the videos. And we have what we call a HOGS Progress Report. And this is really cool because like I had a guy ask, say, hey, well, I don't think I need a whole bunch of knowledge. I just want to know what's going to be asked. But I think my knowledge is good. And I went in and checked and, he'd completed maybe half or 3/4 of the videos. Some of them all the way. Some of them not, halfway through. Some of them a quarter. So it's pretty random, right? And I can tell you, you need to go through all the videos. When you see our HOGS Wall of Fame, common theme is they went through every single video at least once, and then they went back and refreshed on things that they weren't sure about. Some guys have went through the videos 2 or 3 times. That's called working hard and applying yourself. So to get through the rating and walk out of the check ride feeling like this, feeling amazing and doing amazing is by applying yourself. So if you tell me that, oh, well, my knowledge is great, and I go and I check the HOGS Progress Report, and you've only watched a quarter of the videos, then I'm going to figure that your knowledge probably isn't that good. Now, it could be, right, if you were just studying like crazy on your own, but a common theme of 20 years, I've had people tell me, oh, well, my knowledge is great, and then I poke holes in their knowledge in the first 5 minutes and say, see, you're not as ready as you think you were. It's not knowing just what the examiner's going to ask. The examiner can ask you anything. And as we move from the PTS to the ACS, they're going to ask more scenario-based questions. And the way you're going to be able to answer a scenario-based question is by knowing the knowledge and knowing everything. Do you want to just half-ass through your check ride, or do you want to walk out and confident, knowing that you just passed and you just smoked it? In the 7 years, we have the testimonials. It works. But any one person has to apply themselves. There is no easy way out. There is no list of just exactly what any one examiner is going to ask you. Now, this one gentleman said, well, hey, I'm looking for a list of questions and I haven't seen it yet. We do have a list of questions in the private pilot section of possible questions, like 200 of them. This gentleman just hadn't worked far enough through the training yet to find them. Many times someone will ask a question, and before we answer it inside HOGS, they'll put back in, oh, I found it later in another video. So going through the course of training, we're going to talk about certain things, we're going to repeat certain things, and some things we might touch on a subject, and then we later on, further into the training, we touch on it again, maybe more in depth. Bottom line, you want to be amazing, you want to get through the check ride, you got to apply yourself. There is no easy way out. You got to know all the knowledge. And add-on guys, well, hey, I'm just an add-on, so I just want to know what I got to know for the add-on. I'm telling you, in 20 years of check rides, when you go for an add-on, the examiner expects your basic private pilot knowledge to still be there. They're going to go back and ask you things that are the private pilot level, the basic stuff. Every check ride, private, commercial, CFI, 135 check rides later in your career, every single check ride starts with the same stuff. What do you have to have on you? What's got to be in the aircraft? You know, and basic VFR skills. Even flying EMS, they warned us. They said, hey guys, don't let your VFR skills go out the window, because satellites fell sometimes. And as an EMS pilot, we expect you to have, you know, your E6B knowledge and your reading of VFR chart knowledge. In case your GPS fails, you still have to know how to do these basic things. So the way to be amazing is study your butt off. Well, again, whether you do it on your own, you do it with your instructor, you use Helicopter Online Ground School, we've given you the stories. It works. You got to apply yourself, and you got to be the best you can be. And that goes back to these jobs. When people say, oh, well, I can't get a job. How hard did you really apply yourself? Because I can tell you how to be better than most. The way to be better than most, everybody else that's applying for a job, is to be good. And to have really good, solid knowledge. I'm going to call out EMS helicopter pilots on this one, and I can tell you from my check airman buddies, they complain all the time about they go to bases to do a 135 check ride, and they said, half these guys we should probably fail. But if we fail them, we put them out of business. Put that base out of business, because the businesses are all short pilots. Guys are working overtime, and the check airmen tell me, they know that the guy started cramming the book 24 hours before the check airman showed up. And the check airman's complaints are, guys, you had an entire year to go through the POH, to go through the 135 regulations. You've had a year to brush up your knowledge. And I'm gonna let my ego shine through. Because I always stayed active as an instructor, when the 135 check rides came around in EMS, a lot of times they would do check rides with 2 or 3 of us in the room. And every time that those other guys couldn't answer a question, they'd look at me and I'd answer it. Because I was teaching and keeping my knowledge fresh, even on basic stuff, airspace and otherwise, a lot of times these guys, they looked bad, right? Because they weren't applying themselves. Brian Rutledge will tell you it happens in law enforcement. Guys just get used to going in, jump in the helicopter, go fly in their patrol every single day. They don't study. Not all of them. There are some, but he said it's a common problem in law enforcement pilots that they don't study and keep their knowledge fresh. I hope that helps. The way to be a badass and be amazing is to be amazing and study and apply yourself. Work harder than everybody else. Knowledge is truly power, man. Knowledge is power. That's why I'm here. That's how I make my living. It's all through knowledge. All right, I'm going to roll that video now that many of you may have never seen, the one that I had some clips in the beginning. I'm going to show you the whole thing in entirety if you want to watch it. Because if you want to be inspired, you want to be amazing, here's a kid that did it. I already told you how he did it. It wasn't thrown in his lap. He worked for it. I'm going to roll that video, and then I'm going to come back and tell you how to save on our biggest discount ever in 7 years. There's only 3 days left. So let's go enjoy the video and be back just shortly.
Well, I'm Kenny Keller, the creator of Helicopter Online Ground School and author of the book Helicopter Check Ride. I had the privilege to go see one of my former students that started out with me over 10 years ago as a new kid right out of high school, and now he's a helicopter tree saw pilot. I spent 2 days watching him and his partner work the operation, the helicopter tree sawing, and it was absolutely amazing. These guys work awesome together as a team. They work a crazy schedule, 28 days on, 28 days off. They work really hard while they're away from their families, and then they get a break and get to go home for 28 days. an absolute amazing helicopter pilot job. I've been in and around helicopters for 20 years, and I was completely and entirely amazed by this operation. The tree saw hangs below the helicopter from an aluminum tube, and the tube basically just is a carry mount for the saw. The saw itself has a gas motor that drives the saws with a belt. The pilot operates the saw from inside the helicopter. He could start the unit, get the blade spinning and get them up to RPM, and he can also turn the saw in relation to the helicopter depending on how he's cutting. The skill to fly this helicopter and manage the saw and stay safe and clear of the power lines, keep track of everything going on the ground, make sure that you're not going to cause any damage to persons or property on the ground. It's just simply an amazing feat. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and a share, and leave your comments down below.
Okay, I know this was a long Coffee with Kenny today, but I'm motivated. I'm dedicated. This has been amazing. Coffee with Kenny, day 68 is incredible. Your feedback is incredible. 99% of what I hear back from everyone is just absolutely awesome. And then we get the naysayers now and then, which you're going to have, right? But I want to debunk the naysayers, if that's the proper term. Yes, you can do it. Yes, you can get a job. Yes, you can. It's with attitude. Be better than the other three guys you're going against by having better knowledge and being the best you can be. Honestly. 40% off ends Friday night, March 15th, my birthday. We started this March 1st, 2019, 7 years online. We're damn proud of Helicopter Online Ground School. We're proud of our members. We're proud of every single person that we've helped. Absolutely amazing. This has went beyond what I ever thought it would be or ever could be, and it's all because of you. Ground School members, YouTube followers, people clicking like, people making comments. That's what drives me to keep going. Share my passion, share my knowledge with all of you. So please subscribe to the channel. Oh yeah, the sale, 40% off. I'll put the links right down below in the description box where you can go right to them. Private commercial CFI instrument and the big professional pilot package, they'll be in the description box. When you click those links, it'll go right to them. It'll show you the discount. Pretty good discounts at 40%. We've never had 40% off in 7 years. Ends Friday night, March 15th on my birthday. And this is on yearly and professional. This is not on monthly. Monthly is so darn cheap with the amount of information you get, we don't discount it. That's just how we feel about it. So subscribe, click the bell, be amazing, people. Do it. You can do it. You can do it. Subscribe, click the bell. See you in the next video.